Hey everybody, let's talk about something we all deal with, something that can honestly make or break a friendship: disagreements. But today, we're not just talking about arguments. We're going to learn how to turn those tense moments into something that can actually make your relationships even better. Ready to level up your communication skills? Let's dive in.
Okay, to start, I want you to do something for me. Think back to the last time you had a small disagreement with someone. Maybe it was a friend, a family member, and they said something that just got under your skin. Don't worry about who is right or wrong. Just try to remember that feeling, that little flash of frustration. You know the
Yeah, that feeling. Whether it was feeling frustrated or just annoyed or maybe totally misunderstood, that's our starting point today. Those feelings don't just appear out of thin air. They pop up because someone or something just pushed one of your buttons. And in the world of communication, we've got a name for those buttons. They're called triggers.
So what exactly is a conflict trigger? Well, think of it like a tripwire. It can be anything, really: a specific word, an action, even just a look from someone that sets off a strong emotional reaction inside you. And bam, you've tripped the wire, and suddenly you're feeling defensive or angry. Learning how to handle conflict is all about learning where your personal tripwires are.
So what happens when one of those triggers gets pulled? Well, if we're not careful, that little spark of frustration can catch fire and turn a small problem into a huge one. This process is called escalation, and a fantastic way to picture it is to imagine a ladder. Check this out. This ladder shows exactly how things can get out of hand. See the bottom rung? Every single conflict starts small, with just a simple disagreement. But then a trigger gets hit, and we hop up to rung 2. We get defensive. Hey, it wasn't my fault. Then it's a quick climb to rung 3, where we start blaming. You always do this. And before you know it, you're at the very top, rung 4, where it's all just yelling and insults. And the original problem? It's completely lost. Now this is the most important part of our whole conversation today. Look at that ladder again. You never have to climb it. This is not a ride you're stuck on. At any single rung, at any moment, you can make a choice. You can choose to step off and take a totally different path. It's called the de-escalation path. You have the power to make things calmer, not worse. So how do we actually do that? How do we step off the ladder? Well, for that, you need the right tools. So think of this next part as us opening up your own personal de-escalation toolkit. We're going to go over 4 powerful, super practical strategies that you can start using today to calm any conflict.
Here it is, your toolkit. First up, we have I statements. This is a game changer for talking about your feelings without pointing fingers. Next, active listening, which is about really hearing what the other person is trying to say. Then we have taking a breather, which is basically your emergency cooldown button. And finally, finding a compromise, the ultimate tool for working together as a team.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But let's see how it actually plays out in the real world. We're going to look at a scenario between 2 students, Leo and Maya. They're working on a project, and they're about to come to a crossroads where their choices will change everything. So, it all starts with this text from Leo. You know, on the surface, it's a pretty simple question. He's done with his stuff, the deadline's coming up, and he's just checking in. Seems harmless enough, doesn't it? And there it is, Maya's response. Now, what Leo doesn't know is that Maya is super stressed and completely exhausted. So his simple text acted as a trigger. It made her feel like he was accusing her of slacking off. And just like that, her response sends this conversation shooting right up that escalation ladder. Okay, let's hit pause and really analyze this. What was the exact moment this went from a simple check-in to an actual fight? Think about it for a second. It wasn't Leo's text, was it? No, it was the choice Maya made in how she decided to respond.
Right there, that was the moment everything changed. The conflict blew up because Maya chose words that blamed Leo instead of words that simply explained her situation. She was feeling overwhelmed and unappreciated, for sure, but she let those feelings drive her to attack instead of just asking for help.
And this moment shows those 2 paths we talked about perfectly. Maya chose path A, escalate. The result? A way bigger problem and a damaged friendship. But just imagine if she had reached into that de-escalation toolkit and chosen an I statement instead. She could have taken path B, communicate. And that path leads to understanding and, an actual solution. So seeing this happen with Leo and Maya is one thing, but the real magic happens when you start applying this stuff to your own life. So let's turn all this knowledge into your own personal action plan for the next time you feel that trigger go off.
So, I've got a little challenge for you. I want you to make 3 simple commitments to yourself right now. Number 1, when I feel triggered, my go-to move will be what? Maybe taking a breather? Number 2, to really understand the other person, I'm going to try what? Practicing active listening? And number 3, to find a solution together, I will maybe be the one to suggest a compromise.
And as we wrap up, I want you to remember this key idea. The goal here isn't to live a life where there's zero conflict. That's just impossible. Disagreements are a normal part of life. The goal is to be able to face those moments with skill, with confidence, and with a toolkit that helps you turn a potential fight into a moment of real connection and understanding.
So I'll leave you with this one last question. Out of everything in your brand new toolkit, using I statements, practicing active listening, taking a breather, finding a compromise, which one of those tools will you practice first? Just pick one. Start there. Because every single time you practice, you're not just avoiding a fight, you're actually building a better, stronger friendship.